WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Good morning, everybody. It is start to the new work week. It's Monday. We've made our way back to the beginning. I'm Matt Barcaro.
I'm Caitlin Smith. We can show you what we're working on across the Susquehanna Valley this morning. News 8's Rachel Hersheimer is in Washington with the latest on the attack at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We continue to follow that. Also, News 8's Gabrielle Thomas is in York with what you need to know about a bridge closure in Seven Valleys Borough. This has happened quite a few times.
It sure has. Also, News 8's Taylor Hess is standing by live at Milton Hershey School in Dauphin County, where ducks will be on parade today. Stay tuned to learn a little bit more about that. Right now, though, we are taking a live look from our Carlisle Sky Cam as we send things over to Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferreira.
Looking good in Carlisle there, no fog, but let me show you our effortless Sky Cam. You can see the fog setting in right now. It wasn't there just a minute ago, but now starting to get more dense. So watch out this morning, especially in low-lying areas and in spots around rivers, like right along the Susquehanna River. I'm seeing that fog set in there. As far as our visibility is concerned, it's down to a quarter mile in parts of Lancaster County, about 1 mile visibility in Lebanon County, and then lower visibility through Union, Snyder, Mifflin, and Juniata County. So really it depends on your location, but you could encounter some dense fog. Notice where we have the fog, the temperatures are in the 30s. Otherwise, we're in the 40s. And it's a cool morning start, but it's going to be a mild afternoon. We're up to 70 degrees for our high today under mainly sunny skies. So after a cloudy weekend, the sun is back today. Showers return tomorrow, and I think we get a better soaking of rain on Wednesday. I'll time it all out for you with the predictor coming up. Let's go to Caitlin now.
We do have a crash that we're following that is causing a slowdown on a major highway. Let's take a look at 283 East right now. This is between 722, which is Landisville Road, and 741 in East Hempfield Township. And the foggy conditions that Christine was just mentioning may have played a role in this. As we give you a closer and larger look at that scene, we see some flashing lights, although kind of hard to make out because of the fog, but certainly stopped traffic right now on 283 East in East Hempfield Township, Lancaster County. Also following this crash still in Windsor Township in York County, it's on Frysville Road. And we can give you a look in the Chambersburg area, 81 and 30, looking clear right now. If you are heading from Chambersburg to Carlisle, that is a 27-minute commute.
This has been a Lancaster Toyota traffic report.
The man charged with the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Association dinner expected to make his first court appearance today.
The acting attorney general says based on the suspect's writings, he was likely targeting the president and members of the Trump administration.
News 8's Rachel Hersheimer joining us live from outside the federal courthouse, where the man will be arraigned later on today. Rachel, what do we know so far?
Matt and Caitlin, good morning to you both. So we are learning that the suspect, Cole Allen, actually sent his family members concerning messages just minutes before this attack. His brother actually contacted police in New London, Connecticut, but it was just too late. Now, sources tell our National Investigative Unit the writings that Allen shared with several family members indicated his intent on targeting Trump administration officials. In the preliminary investigation, authorities describe finding a slew of anti-Trump social media posts linked to the suspect. Now, White House officials say Allen called himself the, quote, friendly federal assassin. Now, new photos this morning also show the gun that Allen used in this shooting. Officials say he was armed with multiple guns and knives when he ran past a security checkpoint at the dinner. In an interview Sunday on CBS's 60 Minutes, President Trump was asked about the increased political violence in the U.S.
It's always been there. People are assassinated, people are injured, people are hurt, and I'm not sure that there's any more now than there was. I do think that the hate speech of the Democrats, much more so, is very dangerous. I really think it's very dangerous for the country.
Now, back out here at the federal courthouse, the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, said the suspect will be facing multiple charges, including using a firearm during a crime of violence and assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Matt, back to you.
And Rachel, President Trump has been pushing to have the construction go forward on the East Room ballroom at the White House. But right after the shooting, he made a case to connect the need for that ballroom with what happened over the weekend. How is he making that connection?
He did, Matt, and President Trump said this shooting would have never happened if the event was taking place in his new ballroom that is under construction right now at the White House. He said it cannot be built fast enough and is demanding that a lawsuit holding up construction is dropped. Now, on Sunday, the DOJ actually sent a letter urging the dismissal of that lawsuit. Now, it's not just the president pushing for this building. High-profile lawmakers like Senator John Fetterman are also calling for the ballroom to be finished for safety and security purposes. Matt.
All right. Thanks, Rachel.
Well, as Rachel just mentioned, we are hearing from both of Pennsylvania's U.S. senators following that shooting. CNN talked with Senator John Fetterman. He does say that more needs to be done to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
There were way too many moving parts throughout this entire thing, and that put us in a really incredibly vulnerable position. I mean, I don't have a dog in that fight about that ballroom, but they need to have the kind of facility that to have these kinds of events that have absolute security, and they have the kinds of appropriate ability to accommodate a crowd just like this.
Senator Dave McCormick also thanked law enforcement, saying he was relieved that everyone was okay.
Classes will be online today and tomorrow because of a power outage at Shippensburg University. The university says a fire at an electrical substation caused the outage, which started around midnight on Saturday. The school says all residence halls are now running on generators. They would like the students to conserve energy when they can.
We have had about 10 generators delivered with the support of some local agencies and local contractors to be able to get our residence halls back up online. We were able to at all times maintain generator power at our dining hall, so students have had shelter and they have been fed. Next steps are continuing to make sure that we're providing for students. That's our #1 priority here at Shippensburg University. And then kind of some long range planning, understanding what the repairs are going to look like, understanding how that's going to impact campus operations as we head into next week.
Well, the dining halls, as you just heard there, they have stayed open during the outage, but the academic buildings and library are closed.
It's 6:04 in York County. Starting today, a stretch of Route 214 near Seven Valleys is going to be shut down as crews are working to repair a railroad bridge there that was hit by a tractor-trailer last month, and that's not the first time that bridge has been hit.
No, we have been following multiple hits over the last years. Gabrielle Thomas is live right outside that bridge with how the closure could affect people's commute getting around it. Gabrielle?
Good morning, Matt and Caitlin. Well, Seven Valleys Bridge, which you see here behind me, is a heavily traveled route here in York County, but it's also become known for consistent problems involving trucks that are simply too large to pass through. Now, the county is stepping in to make some repairs today. Now, the first phase of repairs include stripping old paint, heat straightening the bridge, and replacing damaged signs. The project is expected to cost about $74,000, which the county says is covered by insurance. And while some may wonder why not just raise the bridge, county leaders say that's just not realistic. They say raising it would impact the rail line and trains would have to support that change. And then also digging out the road below is also a challenge because of infrastructure buried underneath. We spoke to some neighbors here in the area who say this closure is a major inconvenience.
It is very annoying. It's with the price of gas prices and to drive 5 minutes out of the way when my house is on the other side of the bridge, it's frustrating to me and my children.
To help you get around, a detour is set in place. County leaders do recommend using Route 616 and West LaRue Road to get around. The work should take about a week. Even with repairs underway, the rail trail and train traffic will both remain open at this time. Now, I know you've been seeing throughout the morning, maybe some cars pass through. It is unclear what time the closure will actually start, but crews will start working today. Reporting live here in Seven Valleys, York County, I'm Gabrielle Thomas, WGAL News 8.
All right, thanks, Gabrielle. One person was hurt after a motorcycle crashed in Raffo Township, Lancaster County. 911 dispatchers say this happened around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon at the intersection of Old Line Road and Shoemaker Road. They say the motorcycle was the only vehicle involved.
We are getting a look at an SUV that went into a home in Lancaster County. You can see it in this photo here. Lincoln Fire Company says this happened around 4:30 Saturday afternoon on Constitution Drive in Clay Township. Firefighters say the driver was actually stuck inside that SUV. Northern Lancaster County Regional Police are investigating.
In Dauphin County, Swadera Township Police investigating a deadly hit and run. Officers say a vehicle hit and killed James Blow of Harrisburg. They say he was walking along Paxton Street around 9 o'clock Saturday night when he was hit.
Staying in Dauphin County, we do have a heads up for drivers there this morning. A stretch of Hilltop Road will be closed in Derry Township. Police say work will be done to remove a tree in that area. That's set to start at 9 o'clock this morning. We're told that road will be closed between Clark and Sandhill roads.
Another road will be closed in York County for utility work there. They're replacing utility poles on Adam Road. That's between Flintville Road and Matlin Road Lane. That is just east of Delta Borough. That's in Peach Bottom Township. Work is set to start at 9 this morning and go until 3 in the afternoon each day this week.
Also in York County, PennDOT says there will be work on 83 and Route 30 that could slow you down. It says crews are going to be cleaning and making some minor repairs. So today and tomorrow, crews will be working on the I-83 bridge over the Codorus Creek. That work is going to start in the southbound lane today and then move to the northbound lane tomorrow. Then on Wednesday and Thursday of this week, crews will be on Route 30 on the bridge there, working in the westbound lane on Wednesday and then the eastbound lane on Thursday. PennDOT says there will be a lane restriction from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon each day.
And a reminder for drivers in the capital region tonight, PennDOT says maintenance crews will be scheduled for overnight repairs on the I-81 bridge that connects Dauphin and Cumberland counties, the George Wade Bridge. Crews are doing some deck patching work there. Weather permitting, that work will continue through Thursday and again next week, causing lane restrictions on northbound I-81. It'll happen daily in those periods between 7 in the evening and 4 the next morning. It is 6:08 right now, and today a one-of-a-kind parade is actually going through the Milton Hershey School.
News 8's Taylor Hess is joining us live to tell us about this tradition and who is the star of this parade. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning, Matt and Caitlin. Well, the stars are the ducks. Well, take a look at them. They are up, get this, at the quack of dawn. They're moving now, so they were under the bush. Now they are up and moving, ready for their big day. So I'm joined here with Travis Smith, the assistant principal here at Milton Hershey School. So Travis, tell me what's going to be happening today.
Yeah, the students will be arriving to school here shortly, and we are going to assist the ducks to get out of our courtyard and over to the pond that's on campus.
So tell me, what is that process like for you?
Yeah, all the students, will encourage them all to be as quiet as possible. We're going to line the hallways, and they're up and active already, so we're going to help them get in the hallway and create a path for them to get over to the pond.
So you talk about creating that path. What do you use to create that path?
Yeah, the students are going to create the path. We encourage them to stay quiet and line the hallways, and they get really excited. They'll cover their mouth to be quiet, but they are the pathway that gets the ducks over to the pond.
Well, it looks like they're already preparing. They're up and moving around, getting ready for their big day here in just a few hours. In Derry Township, Taylor Hess, WGAL News 8.
Yeah, putting in a practice waddle, right?
Yeah, and it's one thing to see them outside and, you know, what you're used to, but to see them walk through the halls of the school,
yes,
that's going to be fun for those kiddos.
Very cool.
Thanks, Taylor.
All right, now let's go to Christine with a look at the forecast for the parade today.
And it's looking good. We'll have sunshine after a cloudy weekend, but you might have to battle some fog first this morning. Take a look at this super neat picture in our Harrisburg Skycam. Fog forming right along the river, clear skies above.